Hey, everybody. Welcome to habit number 5. Glad you're here. It's Randy Spear coming to you live. I wanted to share, again, 5 or 7 habits to a better life, and this is habit number 5. And so I believe, hands down, this is absolutely one of the most important habits you could adopt. And this is one that I've been doing for over 20 years. And so, excuse me, absolutely think I don't think, I know it's beneficial to you and really to everybody around you. So, um, man, I love the fact that this is one habit that you can do not only alone and by yourself, but you can also do with your family and with your spouse or significant other. I can do this with my wife, and so before you go the wrong way with this, I'm talking to you tonight about praying and meditation. And obviously, there's many ways to pray, and there are many different ways to meditate. Really, I can share with you, being a Christian, I can share with you, our concepts and ideas around Christianity. But honestly, I believe that there's many different ways to pray, and this is just my idea. And really, I'm just going to be at a high level of all this. I'm going to share with you, really, just trying to have some techniques, if you will, some ideas that will really, I feel, are universal, because it's quiet time, and whatever your religion may be, you're definitely spending some quiet time, and so I hope that this will help you with that. So again, my idea is to keep it high level. So personally, as part of my prayer time, it does involve reading my Bible, and so I have that set aside. I would say whatever that book may be for your primary book of religion. I believe that the prayer time and your quiet time is probably going to be part of that. It will be part of reading that as well. It kind of, to me, that gets me grounded, gets my, calms me and sets me up um, mentally, spiritually, and physically to just be in the right place, if you will. So I'm going to share a few pointers tonight, a few tips on how this can help. First, what I would recommend is find a quiet place. Um, you don't have to do it in the same place every time. I will tell you, the more you can do it, the better you'll be. Less distracted, just because you'll be comfortable. It'll be the same, and we're creatures of habit. So the more you can do it in the same place, whatever that is, if it's a comfortable chair or whatever that may be for you. One of the things I tell you is leave your phone in a different room. Set it on airplane mode. I love the fact that now, Apple, if you have an iPhone, you can set the different do not disturbs, and so you can set it up for a do not. You could even set up a do not disturb for your quiet time, and maybe it's just the only people that really can bug you, or not say bug you, but the only people that can really get through on your phone would be those people you choose. And I love that fact that you can do that now with the iPhone. So I would assume Android. I'm an iPhone guy, a Mac guy, so I would assume Android's probably got the same scenario. But set that up. All right. So maybe it's just putting it on airplane mode. Maybe that's just what you need to do. Shut your laptop down, close things down there, and again, try and remove all distractions. If you can go into a room and close the door, I would recommend doing that. And if you have family and kids, train them. And I say that in the most positive way I can. Let them know. Maybe it's putting a sticky note saying "quiet time" on it, and when that's on the door, unless the place is burning down, or there's an absolute emergency and someone's bleeding that you can't stop, then then you can knock on the door. But other than that, they need to respect your privacy in the sense of what you're trying to accomplish. And you can certainly pray with them and let them understand what you're doing. But then there's some times that they can be quiet. You need your own quiet time. So explain that to them. So do that. And I think that more you can do that, the more it just trains people. Trains your family to respect your time as well. And you could do the same. They're going to have quiet times as well. And so it just could be a way to working that out. So at this point, I'd say you're comfortable. You're in a quiet place. You're sitting down. Maybe it's like this. I'm sitting at my desk. My laptop shut down. My screens are turned off, and you just you start reading and praying, and you start meditating and just thinking about the word as you're reading it, and just thinking about those things that you want to pray about, those people that you want to pray for, and lo and behold, your mind starts to jump. It's going to happen. It's gonna shift and start thinking about, man, I got to do this right after I get it done here. I got to go here. I got to pick up milk, or the kids or something like that. I got to take the kids to school or take this. Did I walk the dog? All these crazy things. I mean, you'll be amazed at the crazy. And if you're doing this, man, your mind just starts anything to distract you. So what I recommend doing is just having a legal pad, man, a little notepad just like this, right? Just have something, simple right here on the desk with a piece of paper and a pen. And as soon as that thought or that thing that you think you should take care of pops into your head, just jot it down. Boom, quick, jot it down and just go right back and stay focused and get back on it. Because then you don't have to sit there and juggle it in your head. I got to remember to do this. I got to remember that. And then you really are not. You're not focused. You're not really getting the quality time that you could have. So just jot it down, and you're right back in. You're diving in, and you're right back where you were. What I'd also say is, as you start going, if you're going to start doing this and you're going to start reading your Bible or whatever holy book it is for you, and you've not done this before, reach out to someone, reach out to a mentor, a pastor, or a leader in your church or group if you're in a Bible study or something like that, and just ask them where you should start reading, right? And if you're reading the Bible as I would say that the reason is there's certainly a significance in the order you can read the Bible. It's not necessarily written in chronological order, and it's also not written. There's a bunch of different things. And so if you haven't read it, and I'm sure the Quran and the other books are the same way, get some advice on where to start. And once you start in the Bible, I would say start reading a book. And of course, we could discuss one, or someone would discuss with you what. But the whole idea is to read that chapter, that book, if you will, and read the whole thing, right? Read that whole chapter, or that book, if you will. The Bible's broken up into different books, 66. But anyway, read that and then read it again, and read it again. And when you finish reading it, read it again. And honestly, I would say keep reading it over and over again for about a week, maybe even 2 weeks, until you're so comfortable with it that you kind of know where the words or the verses and the stuff are on certain pages. And I say all this because part of your meditation is going to be meditating on the Word and meditating on what you're reading. And so as you're reading it, just like anything, each time you read it, the pages are going to come alive. They're going to be things that you see or understand differently than you read the first time. And so the more familiar you are with the words, you get past the words, and you can really dive deep and get the concepts and the understanding of what the author's really trying to get in touch with you. And I would just say, man, just read that. Read it from that perspective, and you'll just be amazed at how your mind just opens up to the concepts and what you can see. And eventually, man, you'll just be able to just turn right to it. Someone will be talking about something and it'll pop up and you go, man, I remember reading about that. And it's so cool. If you've experienced that, man, comment below or something. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. And it's just such a great feeling and a great understanding of, that you're not alone and things will work out. So, again, then, after you've read some, then now you've prepared yourself, right? You've got your focus, you've got your mind, and man, you can just stop and just start, really, really loving and understanding what you read. Meditate on it, be quiet. You don't have to speak, you don't have to talk a lot, you don't have to be thinking about different stuff, and just really come to understand what you read and how it applies to you, how you could use it in your life. I mean, all these things will start coming and revealing itself to you, and it'd just be an awesome time. So I just tell people, spend time listening, breathing, and just enjoy the peace. And that's really what it's all about from that perspective of meditation, prayer. If you want some practical ways of praying, some of the things that we recommend or what we talk about doing is, we write down, we have a directory, a church directory. We have a small church, and so it's great. And, man, you can just start praying through your church directory for people in your church, praying for different people that you know in your work. We have some index cards, little business-sized cards, and we'll write down, the families, their kids, and, maybe it's at dinner time before we eat, we'll pull one out and say, okay, who do we want to pray for tonight? And we'll just pray for that family. And so it's a real blessing. It's a blessing for them as well, but it's a blessing for you too. So to do that, and it'll really be a gift to do it for you and them. So I say start out small. Don't dive in there and just expect that, the only way I can do this is if I have an hour, because you won't ever do it, But if you can just literally 10 minutes, you'll be surprised, what you can accomplish in just 10 minutes. And maybe it's just 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there. And I would say be consistent, like everything I've been talking about in your habits, at least a month, if you can just be consistent with just 10 minutes. If it's in the morning, the evenings, whatever works for you, then that works for you. Then do that. But just spend about 10 minutes, man, just really in the Word and meditating and praying. Work your way up. Eventually, what will happen is you won't need the timer anymore, because it'll just work its way out. You'll know what you need at the time. And what's really cool is sometimes you'll find that you just got lost in the time, and you're there 30, 45 minutes, an hour, and you didn't even know. And it's a beautiful thing. So I hope this helps. I hope this is some encouragement for you. I hope these habits are encouragement as well. They're definitely an encouragement for me. If you know someone that could really benefit from what we're sharing with you tonight, or the other 4 habits that I've shared, man, I'd encourage you to share, post, and share this. Comment below if this is something you're doing, or if you have some other ideas for the rest of us, man, that'd be awesome. I mean, I'm all open for I'm open to learning. And I would say, hey, follow me on Facebook or Instagram, and just man, I just again say thank you so much for all your follows. I thank you for everyone that supports us, and I hope you have a blessed and wonderful evening. God bless you, and we'll take